Today is Friday, meaning MLB The Show is going to drop the end of week content. There's a Ryne Sandberg program for the late Ryne Sandberg outfield assists, which gives us 2 more 99s totally for free, and some other stuff along the way. Of course, now we have dates for some other stuff as well as we get into next week, which is going to be another slightly busy-ish week, but not as busy as it has been with content on top of content. So let's get into it. Let's see how good these cards are and all that stuff. And before that, make sure you leave a like, subscribe also, so you stay up to date on the show content as the year winds on down. So let's go. So beginning here, as always, let's take a look at the calendar and some of the stuff that's coming up this week, or next week rather, so we can kind of stay informed here. Looking at the thing right here, as we kind of guessed on Wednesday, I kind of threw out the idea of stuff coming on Wednesday. It's not. It's actually coming on Tuesday. It's coming on the 5th, which is interesting that it's Tuesday and not Wednesday. But I think that has to do with the Spotlight 1 coming on Friday, so it's not running into each other. So that'll be coming out Tuesday instead of Wednesday. So that'll be coming on the 5th, and then meaning you get an extra day to get it done. And on the 8th, XP missions 2 drop in double XP alongside multiplayer stuff and all that stuff. With all that coming in. And then August 1st, or the 1st August, from August. So a lot of stuff coming all at once. It doesn't seem like it's that overwhelming, which is sort of nice, but we'll kind of see. I don't necessarily know we'll have a video on that'll be Monday's video, or this weekend's video, talking about who could be the Lightning card as we kind of estimate and guess who it'll be. I really don't have much of a clue because they kind of give out, they're sort of doing things at a different pace now than they were prior, I guess. We'll kind of see, but that's all of that. That's tired of that. That is over this. Let's get into the new stuff that came out today. There's a couple of things, and let's just get to it here. It looks like in the shop there is a new Mark McGwire, so let's talk about him first. I assume he is the chase card. Hello, 99 Silver Slugger Mark McGwire came out today. Shadow dropped as always. 101, 125 against right, 125, 125 against left. For Mark McGwire from 96. Interesting. I don't know if they're going to drop one for his home run chase, because I know they did a couple of years ago when he first came out, and that card is very underwhelming. 125 discipline, 125 clutch. Can't really field too much, but I don't think that matters. He could DH, but golly, bro can hit a baseball as a chase card. He's going to be expensive, so good luck if you pull him. No new headliner. And these are still the drops from earlier in the week. So let's take a look. Let's go to the programs and see what we got here in terms of that. So starting off with we'll just go in order here. We'll start with the outfield assist. I think this is probably going to be the least of which, maybe. I don't know. So you get some XP, a pack, some stubbage, more XP, another pack, stubbage, or XP, a whole whopping 3,000. And then the first card up here is none other than David Justice, the Silver Slugger. 100, 110 versus right, 106, 103 versus left. Clutch is 104, so not too. It'll be a very minuscule change there. The right fielder as well, decent fielding, which is, I would say, the key to this whole thing is how out they will play. 99 arm, fielding 86, reaction 80, so he could handle right field pretty darn well if you want to stick him out there. No secondaries, but there was a video. I'll link the video down below. Gums made a video talking about we're out of position, like you could play out of position guys, so he could play left probably fairly fine. If you had to put him in left, I would say first, but that definitely can't happen, so just keep all that in mind. And in terms of quirks, he does have a couple. He is a pinch hitter, so that you could also use him as a bench left-handed swing. But again, this isn't too shabby for a card of that stature. Now, keeping going online, another pack, more stubs, more XP, more packs, stubs, XP. And now we get the 80 stolen base. Eric Davis, who just had a cornerstone card. This is third diamond. here. So let's take a look at what we got here. 110, 100 even against right, 115 even against left, 99 speed, 99 steal. He's got 75 fielding. He'll have this the silver shield under him. Arm's good, acceleration's good, reaction's kind of okay. He's mainly going to be speed, and he will be in left, so I don't think that'll be a problem necessarily if you want to stick him out there. I know people love his swing, so he'll probably get a lot of playing time as he goes along here with the 99, but the speed and stuff will probably make up for it, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of that. So in terms of moments, there's looks like there's 5 moments, so I'll give you 25 points. Clement, for various outfielders, it looks like you get 2 hits with Clemente, an extra base hit with Willie Mays, 2 extra base hits with David Justice. O'Neill hit a home run with O'Neill Cruz, and then hit a home run with Eric Davis. As well, some outfield missions, hits with outfielders, extra base hits with outfielders, home runs, stolen bases, total bases as well. Attribute missions, hits with eye fielding with more than 84 fielding, 84 arm, 80 with with accuracy. So you can it's still stolen bases, get some steals. It looks like, and some optional PXP with Clemente, Mays, Davis, Cruz, and Justice. So if you wanted, you could throw those guys in there, sort of double down a little bit. Doesn't seem like it's that heavy-ish of a program, but who really knows? It might be. Now let's take a look at the Ryne Sandberg side of things. The Ryne Sandberg program, again, this is to honor Ryne Sandberg, who passed away recently. A lot of packs, a lot of XP. It looks like it's 23k XP, which is a nice little thing to remember him. And then you get Hall of Fame Ryne Sandberg in a position where I don't think there's a lot of really good players. He might fill the void very well. 111.90 versus right, 120.87 versus left. Very good speed, very good fielding. For second base, he can play 30 if you need him. He's probably going to be a lot of people's second baseman. He's free, and really good card. A card they're giving you out. They're giving for free as well. They don't really do this a whole lot. Well, I shouldn't say they don't do this a lot, but sometimes with bigger players. I remember in 20 they did a Bob Gibson thing where they gave out an award, Bob Gibson, because they didn't have Hall of Fame series. So every once in a while when they do this stuff, it's always a nice little memorial. It's a nice little memory. And the one thing on a serious note, sort of talking about this, one thing MLB The Show has done in my 5 years of doing this, 4 years of content on it, one of the things I have noticed is they are really, really good at preserving history and some of these older players. Now, mind you, I'm not saying Ryne Sandberg's an older player, but the whole thing of bringing guys that your parents watched, your grandparents watched, that guys I grew up with. I'm a product of the 90s and 2000s baseball, where it's guys like Brian Roberts being in the game get me excited. But having the ability to sort of use and see these guys that I don't really remember playing is really cool. And this is one way to sort of keep their memory and keep them sort of going. A lot is really cool. We saw it with the Negro League stuff, where that's basically a walking history thing and a visual learning for a lot of people, where they do a really good job of storytelling, and this is just another way to help do that. And I think they do great at it, and I really, really do hope that somehow, some way, they do keep the Negro League stuff for next year, because that's been amazing. So them doing this is just out of the park. For Ryne Sandberg, it looks like there's some moments you have to do. Hit a home run with him against the Cardinals. Hit 2 home runs against the Cardinals. So that's really sticking it to him there. An extra base hit. Get on base twice. 4 total bases. So you could hit just another home run. 1 hit, and then an RBI. And then going from there, there's some stat missions. 23 hits with the second baseman. 23 hits with the Cubs. 2,300 XP with the Cubs players, 23 homers, 23 stolen bases. You're probably not necessarily going to do the 23 stolen bases necessarily, but probably this stuff you'll probably get fairly easy. And again, for a fairly good card here, a position where there's not a lot of guys available, I would say, is that at not a positional scarcity spot, I would say. So I think he is going to be definitely a very good player, and which again I think is really good. He's also free, so there's that. That is everything that came out today. The only thing to really keep an eye on is the next Spotlight program that is coming out on Tuesday. So keep your eyes open for that, for another Lightning and a Retro Lightning. If you are looking at the collection for that, let's just take a look at this here. I've got none of them. The cards are still fairly high priced. They haven't dropped a whole lot yet. I think the new collection kind of inflated it a little bit, but we'll kind of see how things go. It might drop on Tuesday. That's what happened here. That's how I got Ryan. That's how I got Bobby Grich. Because these cards plummeted like stones. They were like 8K a piece, so I just bought them up. So we'll sort of see how that kind of goes. Looking back, if you're still sort of like, how are these guys? They're all hovering around 20K if you want to go that route. Again, we'll kind of see how things go in that regard, but I'm sure they'll put in something probably they'll be 10, so I'm guessing 4 or 5. It might be all 10. I really don't. What was the last one? Was the last one 8? It was 8. Then they'll put a bunch in. So we'll kind of see how it goes. So keep that one sort of in mind as you kind of go along if you're sort of thinking about that in that regard. But that's it. That is everything. Again, keep your eyes open for some of the stuff going out there. So we'll kind of see how all that stuff plays out as we head into next week. So there's some stuff there to grind. There's a lot of interesting stuff there. I think pretty decent cards for free. I mean, they'll be outshined as we go along here, but they help collections. They'll help with milestone. They'll help with awards if you don't have them yet, which is good. So it's our second free awards card we've gotten. Should be some fun cards if you want to try it out on the team and all that stuff. Let me know what your favorite card was down below. It's probably Ryne Sandberg. So there's some good stuff out there. Have yourself a good weekend. Play some games. Watch some baseball this weekend. Hopefully your team did well at the trade deadline. Mine didn't do jack diddly squat. So all that being said, my name is Specs, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye, guys.